Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 and I have another video review, this time of the third party Black Naval Commander B, their version of a Armada Nemesis Prime. So the angles are going to be a little different today because this is a bigger figure and I finally have a full tripod! Woohoo! So we're going to be trying something a little different today. But we'll take a quick look at the box. And it is done in a similar vein to the original Armada packaging. I do have both versions, but I'm reviewing the Nemesis because he's the new one. Here we have the name, Master Builder by Fans Hobby. Multiple modes, mini robot, truck mode, base mode. There we got some product shots. Here we got Nemesis Prime. Up here we got him with his hands together. We got their version of evil spark plug, or dark plug as I'm going to call him. And he can hold the matrix. There's our product shots again. More. There's a picture of his super mode. Then we got all of our product shots here. And then a picture of the truck mode. But that is it for the box. You also get a collector's card. Got our tech specs on there. So that's neato. I do enjoy collector cards. We do get some accessories packaged. And I will show those off later, but they just come in little baggies like this. And we do get our instruction booklet, and it does go, walk you through the transformations of the different modes and stuff. And then there's a mini robot, how to take off the head and replace the eyes and ears, which I will actually be demonstrating because there is something I want to switch out. But here we have him in his vehicle mode, which is a truck and trailer, a very bulky truck and trailer at that. Some very nice details. These little side panels do come packaged separately. They just plug on, and you can use them to store your spark plug. So we'll go ahead and pop him out there. Pop this back on. And they do fit a certain way. There are these little teeth that'll plug in to little holes, but they can move around for different things. He does indeed roll, and even the actual treads, they have rubber treads that actually rotate and move. That's pretty cool. As far as how he connects to the trailer, that does just peg in on this armature, which I kind of just wish it had been a regular, circle port like they usually do for trailers on toys. But it's not a bad way to do it. It's just you do have to sort of make sure you peg them in right. Getting them attached is a little bit. It's not hard. It's just a little annoying sometimes. Making sure they're all lined up. But aside from that, he does have some mini-con ports. He's got two here and one on each side, and they just flip up. Actually, I'm gonna get the camera in close so I can. Okay, sorry about that. My camera fell off of the tripod and I had to make sure it wasn't broken because it wasn't showing video anymore. Anyway, for these mini-con ports, I'll show it on this one, there's a little more light. They have a little groove you can sort of see, and you want to flip this peg up, and that will form your mini-con port. And their spark plug does have a port on the bottom, so we can just line him up and just peg him right on like so. And while we're on the subject, so here is the Minicon Spark Dark Plug. You can see all his robot bits under there. But here he is compared to the official spark plug from the original Armada toy. So you can sort of see how they scale up there. Banana for scale. But yeah, Spark, this figure, it's not great. He comes apart easily. His arms are on extremely thin joints, and they are more likely to pop off than not. I will show off the transformation, but after that he's gonna stick in his car mode because his robot mode doesn't look that great, and his transformation is flaky at best. The rest of the figure is pretty good, but this is not great. Yeah, we'll flip down that port and plug this back on like so. The next thing on the trailer I want to talk about is the missile launchers, and he does come with some missiles. If I can get this little baggie open. There we go. So he does come with some missiles. We're going to just go ahead and separate him from his trunk mode as his blaster comes unpegged. I do love that the blaster stores on the bottom. But yeah, get this piece of plastic out of the way. And then bring this down as sort of a stabilizer. But yeah, he comes with 6 of these little missile bits, and you can put them in to these missile launchers, and they do fire. See if I can. Okay. Apparently the gun does not want to stay. But yeah, they do fire if you don't, hold your finger in the way. I am having some trouble with this weird angles. But yeah, there are those. And these are on armatures. They do move around. So there is that as well. I'm gonna go and head and stick these in here. So, and again, obviously the gun comes off. It doesn't want to stay, so we're just gonna leave it off to the side. Okay, I think the next thing we should talk about is the extended trailer mode, so we'll do that. This is pretty straightforward. It just sort of takes these back panels of the trailer and makes some like sort of ramps. So what you want to do is you get under here, you bring these panels up and over, and then you just sort of bring these panels out to the side, separate them at the back, and then you just sort of rotate them like so. Bring these together again in the middle if it'll cooperate, and then you bring these little ramps out at the side. Like so, and essentially this is the extended trailer mode or whatever. Not something I'm really going to use, but I thought it looked cool. I'm probably going to be more of displaying him in his super mode. Yeah, there's that. Aside from that, there is the base mode, which we can do. So, for the base mode, you're going to come here and unhook these missile launchers, and you're going to bring this entire bottom section of the trailer out, and these hinges here, they need to extend. So let's see if I can do this here in the camera shot. This is kind of awkward. There we go. And you'll see they telescope there. And you're going to bring these out and around. Then these, you're going to untab, bring out to the side for this, and you can leave these on or take them off. There's a couple places you can put them. You're gonna come here and lift these barrels and extend these guns, and the barrels do extend further if you want them to. And you can, rotate these around and the guns move. You can position them however you want. The instructions do say to split the legs, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'll make sure I'm doing everything else right. Okay, now we gotta come around to this side. Get this out of the way. So these armatures are going to come down. You're going to rotate on this hinge here, and then rotate on this other hinge here. So again, you rotate at this base hinge, and then again at this upper hinge. So that way your missiles are facing forward. And the reason you do that is because there's a small tab and a big tab, and the small tabs will peg in to this panel that folds up. Fold these ramps out. If I can, there we go. Fold out, fold it out. So now we got two little ramps. Then yeah, you bring these armatures up and lock them into this panel here. There is that. As far as the armature for the trailer hitch, you just kind of fold that down and underneath and get it out of the way, like so. Then, let's see. Alright, so for this next part, I'm knocking things over again. Let's see, is it this side? Okay, you want to come over to these gray panels and push down, and that'll lift this up so you can bring this whole panel up. Then you want to extend this little leg, which will plug in to his crotch piece here. So you're going to bring that forward and plug it in like so. And this will probably pop off a couple times doing this base mode, but you want to come to these black and blue panels again. There's this tiny little panel right here that folds in. You fold that in on both sides of these, and that'll go around this little arm like so. You come over, fold this little panel down, fold it around. Did I? No, I did not. Okay, there we go. Trying to get this to connect properly. There we go. Okay, there's that. Then finally, you want to bring this whole panel, and it just untabbed everything. It's hard to do this while I'm like hunched over because the desk is a little low. But I want to be able to do these bigger reviews, these bigger figures. Okay, then you can bring that all up like this. And then if you so choose, you can spread the leg panels and then bring this crotch piece up like so. And then for these, there are two ways you can peg them in. I believe the first one is you can use these teeth to peg in to the side here, and there is a little, so let me see if I can find the right side. There are some molded missiles that you can put here like so. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, there's those teeth fit into these panels. There are two little slots right here along the border of the blue. The other thing you can do is there's this slanted one, which you can line up with the armatures here and put them on like that. And last but not least, we can take the gun, fold these out and rotate them, and then fold this down. Actually, let's do it this way, like so, and then you can just plug this right here, or not. There we go. There we have our base mode. And I will say it is definitely one of the better base modes I've seen. I actually don't dislike it. Usually base modes are just sort of a thing I don't care about, but this does look nice. It does look nice. So I believe our next action is to transform the actual robot. Oh, I almost completely forgot to do size comparisons. Meant to do that before I transform the trailer, but we'll bring them in anyway. Here we have our Armada, our Legacy Armada Prime. So you can sort of see how he stacks up. Obviously, you know, much smaller figure, because third party tend to go bigger and louder pretty much every chance they get. There's the Armada Prime. And I know I already showed off Spark Plug, but let's show off the Legacy Galvatron figure. So there is that. And I'm sorry if my shadow is messing with the lighting, but the light is on the ceiling in the center of the room. So, but yeah, there's that. But our next order of business will be to transform the robot mode. So let's get down to that. Okay, so to get our guy into robot mode here, first we're going to come to the back and untab these feet, and we're going to bring them around. There is a little tab right here on the foot that will peg in underneath here, like so. Bring this around like so. Then let's see, we want to bring the arms out. You can sort of see they're on sliders here on the chest. Bring the arms out like so. Gonna bring this around, and then the gun is on a slider that will come around to the side of the arm, making room for the elbow joint. So bring that, then we slide that over like so. And we come over here, open this panel, flip out our fists, flip out our fist. Then I believe we need to separate the skirt and the legs, and bring the legs down on this slider. Oh wait, no, we don't bring those down for this. We do flip the knee pad up like so. Scratch my finger. Then for the top of the truck, we want to wiggle the front bumper loose, and it's sort of on this like chain almost. But yeah, then we bring this panel down. Man, it is attacking my finger left and right. Bring that down and plug that in. And here we have the Matrix of Leadership, or the Dark Matrix. I don't remember if this was actually present in the show or not. Oop. So there's that, and it has a nice little red gem. It's sort of hard to tell it's red because it doesn't go all the way through. which would have made it light up a bit better. But we're gonna leave that out for a moment. But yeah, then you just kind of want to fold these up into here and bring it up so that we can take it in. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of this whole bit. I think just a couple of hinges would have been enough. You don't need that many. Anyway, yeah, line it up till it plugs in. Then we come back here to this panel and then fold this side down first, and this will clip on over on top of it. And I do believe that is our robot mode. Get an angle his feet. And yeah, if you want, you can put them in the fortress battle mode. You can get him to like hold the gun and everything. I'll bring this forward now. So you can do plenty of stuff with that, which is neato. But yeah, we'll compare him with somebody. Here's a Bendy Prime from back in the day. So there's that. Just some reference. And for something a little more modern, here he is with the Earthrise mold. But yeah, so there are a few things I want to go over now. But actually, let's transform spark plug. This should be fun. So you want to start by pulling on the back. Yep, see, it already popped off. Pulling on the back, getting these arms out to the side. Then you want to come to the front and separate the front of the car like so, because these are going to be his feet. Separate those and bring them down. Then we want to sort of unpeg this back of the car bit here. Sort of really stiff. I really don't like this guy. His car looks good, but I don't like anything else about him. Trying to do this, but I don't want to break him either. There we go. Okay, so yeah, then you pull that and bring that up to his back. His arms do have a slot they're supposed to. Yeah, on the front there's a little slot right here. It's supposed to peg into the back like so. And like so. And then we bring that the rest of the way up. We turn this around, fold up his feet. And the problem with the arm is I'm not even sure if it's going to show up. It's so small. That little peg, that teeny tiny little peg right there, is that's all that's holding the arm on. Because it just plugs into a little hole right here, like so. Yep, see? And as you can tell, holding it on is stretching it a bit. But what it's supposed to do is you're supposed to be able to bring his arms up and put the matrix into these little grooves like this above his head and make him hold the matrix. But seeing as how he doesn't even want to hold together, I'm not really going to bother with that too much here. Yeah, I would glue that into place if I thought it would help, but I don't. I probably won't even be able to get the glue in that tiny little post. But yeah, there's that. Alright, I guess the next part would be Right, well, there's some stuff I want to show off about this robot mode. The first being that he does come with an alternate faceplate. It does come with the standard one. I have the zombie one equipped. I'm not sure how well that's going to come up, but like he's got a red eye and then a gray one, and then his faceplate's like all jacked up and stuff. But he does come with that zombie face from the show. And the other one over here is just as I drop it, tiny little thing. Come here. Is just his faceplate with red eyes. And fortunately, this is pretty straightforward. You just kind of need to get under his chin, and as I drop everything. Okay, found it. Okay, so yeah, let's try and get a better view of that. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get any better. But yeah, there's just 2 little peg holes on the back, and there's 2 little pegs on his head. And there we go. Now he has his regular face. So there's that. Okay. And we can give him his gun, I do believe. And it has the superior rail system that slides into a groove in his hand, which is always the most secure way to do these. And just fold these other handles down. But you can give him his blaster, and where is it? Where are they? We borrow one of these missiles. The missiles do actually fire out of the gun, which is I believe it's this right here. There we go. Yeah. So I think that's super cool. You can fire the gun if you so choose. And I like that they made it extend to be bigger in the super mode. That is definitely cool in my opinion. But I think that's it for our robot mode. Actually, I should probably put the matrix back, just because we're done with that for now. And we can start moving on to the actual super mode itself. Okay, I almost forgot. It's so hard to hunch over like this. So for the robot mode articulation, we do have a thigh swivel. We do have a full 90 degrees at the knee. His foot does have a full ankle pivot both ways. He does have a downward toe joint, and he does have a little bit of up and down. He can do the splits if you so choose. There is some double hinge. There's a hinge and a rotation on the skirt, so you can move those around a good bit. He does have a waist pivot. These little gray panels right here have to be popped out, and I don't think I'm gonna. Oh, nope, I was able to get it out. They can be kind of stiff, so you might have to use a tool. Yep, I can't get that one out. But yeah, if you pull them both out, he does get a waist rotation. But they need to be pegged in for super mode. I don't know why, but that's how it is. He does have a 3-finger trigger finger split. He does have a thumb, but it's molded into place. But yeah, he does have a full range of elbow, double jointed elbow, which can go back and forth. Shoulders can do 360. They're just on these big ball joints. He does have some up and down shoulders. His head is on a ball joint, a very nice ball joint. and this flap is just kind of there, but yeah. But yeah, so there's that. So now let's get him into super mode. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the feet and we're going to bring them back around like so. Bring the feet back around like so. We're going to extend the legs, and you're supposed to move the knee joint down, but I guess I knocked it down. Bring those down. Then we open up these panels and flip out the hands. Flip out the hands. Okay, looks like we're getting the split here, so we split his legs, and then we're gonna sort of bring the arms out of the way here. But for the chest, we are going to sort of put that back into truck mode most of the way. Gonna open these panels again, bring them down around his head, and then close this section up together. Now for this, these chain bits are on hinges right in here, and you're going to pull them down so that they're sort of straight, forming a V, and that'll give you the clearance you need to rotate this entire section around like so. And then that is going to, I believe, alright, we gotta fold these back out. Sorry, hitting the camera again. Fold these back out, and I believe we peg this into his chest. The robot chest again. Yeah, there's some tabs. So you peg that like so, and then you can bring this down if you want. This bumper of sorts. Then, yeah, we want to bring the arms the rest of the way down. We're going to open up the cab, sort of wiggle it open like that, and bring his super mode head up. Then we're going to close that up again. There are these two panels on the top of the cab like so, and then this part will fold out. If I can get it. And there are two tabs that lock in to these sort of winged panels, and you sort of have to push the this one back, but it's not stressing it in any real way. It's meant to do that. Okay, we do the same for the other side. That'll give him his more pronounced super mode chest. This part is kind of hard. These two tabs on the sides of his head are supposed to lock into these slots in the shoulders, but I can't get them to come out enough to lock, and they've really torn up my fingernails. You pretty much need a tool. MGO showed a trick to use his chin to sort of push it out. Now, there. I just figured it out. Okay, because I couldn't figure it out the first time. But yeah, you sort of slide them out, get his super chin, because there is like a little ridge, as you can see, and you set his chin against that, and then you can push the shoulder up. Okay, so there's that. Now for the arm, the little arms, we want to sort of bring them in, and we're going to peg them in at an angle like, sorry, okay, yeah, we're going to bring them, there's a little slot here, and it's a little tab here. There's two tabs. You want the bottom one because the top one's going to be sticking out. But if I can get it to cooperate. trying to do all this without just hovering over the camera too much and blocking all the light. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Bring this at an angle and then slide down and push it together like so. If it'll come on there. Then we want to come back here, and this panel on the skirt piece will come down, and there's a peg in a hole, and they will come together and form that shoulder armor. And you can just sort of orient the arm how you want, and do the same on this side. Make the armor, bring his arms forward. And now his regular robot arms, there's 2 tabs and 2 slots. We just sort of want to orient that. And oh, I forgot we have to bring this in. You have to sort of push down on the arms, compress them a bit to get that to line up. Or was it extend them? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I missed a step. So yeah, you need to, and it's still misaligned in the front. What the heck? Okay. So yeah, you want to make sure this is plugged in. You want to make sure the arm is extended. You have to fold his hand back in, and then you rotate the smokestack back so it's directly behind, and then these 2 tabs will peg into his shoulder area like that. And now make sure that's pegged back in. Then you can flip out his earpieces, if you'll let me. There we go, like so. And that's the top half done. So now we gotta do the base mode. We're gonna start by flipping all these little ramps and stuff back in, if I'm doing this right. Am I? So hard to get this in the shot and not forget that I'm filming this. Oh wait, now I remember. Okay, so yeah, we'll get these up out of the way. We want to collapse, take this off, collapse this, fold this up, get this back in. You basically want to go most of the way back to the trailer. Peg these back in, then take this off. Get this out of the way. We're gonna come down here to the feet. We're gonna flip this section up and peg it in, and then bring it back down. There you have his foot. You're supposed to compress this and then rotate it up like so. Compress, rotate up, and we're gonna push his crotch piece in like so. And fold up his toe, fold it down, orient that. These side panels we're just gonna fold all the way up. Gonna fold, 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 and you'll hear them clasp together. Then this top part, we rotate around to the back, and then these turrets, we want to make sure that the arms are tabbed in along the back. Make sure they are tabbed in along the back. Oh, come on. What is it now? Okay, yeah, we tab them in along the back like that. And then there's a little slot here for the treads to fold over and plug in. And then you want to just split it across the center. And then you're going to bring it down on these hinges. I do believe you're supposed to compress the hinge back in for this part. Come on, go back in. Yeah, I think that's, come on, supposed to tab together. Not everything is fighting me right now. Everything is fighting me. Okay, no, you do not want them compressed in because you want them angled to the side. Yeah, you want to make sure everything's tabbed together like so. I think that's it for the lower part. And then you take these and you can just tab them back in on the side like so. Come on. This, okay, that's the wrong side. I like to put the little silver bits that hide the missile pods. I like to put those facing forward. So just tab that on, and then put it on the other side. Okay. Oh, and one more thing, we want to bring down the whole foot assembly, like so. And there we have his super pants ready. And then it's just a matter of plugging the top in to the bottom. And there is a tab. Yeah, tab, 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 slot, slot, slot. So, and is that in all the way? Oh, yep. Okay. 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 There's his zipper mode if he'll stand up. Okay, one second. I need to sit down. Okay, I went and found a stool, so hopefully that'll help. But yeah, this is my first time doing this whole tripod setup, so I do apologize. Hopefully I didn't, miss too much stuff from the frame, because it's sort of hard to see what I'm doing and look at the back of the camera. But yeah, here we have him in his super mode. And again, you can take the gun, extend it, put it in his hand. He does have that same rail system on these hands as well. Let's see, try and, there we go. And he does look really, really good. And here we'll bring in spark plug there. I absolutely love the colors. I mean, this isn't as much of a traditional Nemesis Prime, I think. Usually I think there's a bit more red. Though I might be thinking of Scourge, but I'm pretty sure Scourge has more tan. But either way, this guy just looks phenomenal. I had heard that the Fans Hobby Naval Commander had some issues, so I did some research into it before I bought this guy, and apparently that was just the first run. The reissue of the normal one and the Prime one that I have doesn't have those issues. The Nemesis Prime doesn't have those issues. He's been, they fixed all that, so that's cool. But few things about this mode. You still can plug in mini cons. He does have those ports here on his shoulder. If I can get it to come up. So, see, I think I got a target master here. Will that work? I think so. I think so. Yeah, so you can still use the ports. Again, you can still fire the missile. He does have fully articulated hands, or fully articulated fingers rather. You can't display them, but he's got a ball joint and a hinge at the thumb, and then 3 hinges in each finger. So there is that. Again, you can open these up for the missile pods. These armatures, you could, unplug them and move them around, although they're going to come out of the bottom. But they can still move, you can still shoot the missiles. Overall, I really like the way he looks. There are a couple of other parts that come for this mode. Before we get to that though, let's do a quick size comparison with the Super Mode Legacy Commander Optimus. And this is the one that has my DNA upgrade kit, so he is a little bit taller than normal. But there you can get an idea of how big he is. And if I'm being perfectly honest, not including the upgrade kit on this guy, but I do think I still prefer the Generations Legacy Prime, just because he's a little more straightforward. But this guy is still great. I actually like his base mode. I'll put that there. I don't care about this guy's base mode. That was just something they threw in and I didn't care about. This base mode looks good. I like his base mode. I'm all for trailers having more stuff to do than be a useless box that might maybe hold accessories. And I feel that at least on Armada Prime, that trailer always is going to have a reason to be there. And I think they did a great job with his base mode for this figure. So, and that's not something I normally care about. It's more than just a pair of pants to me. Yeah, and I have heard their other mini-cons are better, but yeah, this dark plug is not great. I heard it's the same for the actual spark plug. The arms are super loose. There's just a teeny tiny pin holding them on, and it's really not secure. And I don't know if I want to glue it, but honestly, I'm probably just going to leave this guy in vehicle mode because his vehicle looks good, and then just call that a day. But there are, like I said, a couple things to talk about in the super mode per se. So give me a second to get set up here. I almost forgot to do an articulation for the super mode. So yeah, he does have fully articulated fingers, but he does have a full wrist swivel. He does have plenty of elbow range, and his shoulders do move due to that being his robot legs. He does have outward and a little bit of up on the shoulders. He does have some waist rotation, and he actually does have an ab crunch. It's kind of hard to do, but basically this connector is on a sort of half circle slider. These back skirts can move around a little bit. They're on hinges and on rotation joints. Hip skirts. Fan is blowing my hair into my mouth again. The hip skirts can move out, and I think that's it. Yeah, they pretty much just move out. You can move his legs out that far. If we move these up, you can move his legs all the way back. His hip joints are pretty solid, pretty stiff. We do get thigh rotation. We do get 90 degree at the knee. We do get back and forth. He's got all sorts of ratchets. Back and forth on the toe. His toe can go up and down if you disconnect it. He does have this like ankle piece. I don't know what that's about. But yeah. And then he's got pivot. And I think, oh yeah, his head is on, I think it's on a hinge and a swivel. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's for the super mode articulation. Okay, so to switch out the replaceable parts for his super mode head, first you're going to need to get a screwdriver, a small screwdriver that it is all in the instructions, and it also tells you the batteries you need to replace the lights in the head, which is LR521. Yeah, essentially what we need to do is we are going to get his shoulders unlocked. So you need to push these back in, unhook these. Then we're going to sort of untransform his chest just to get it all folded up out of the way. like so. And then we can open this compartment again. Come on. And then we're going to pull his head forward, and the screw we need to undo is this one right here. And it is a very teeny tiny one. But, let's see. Got my handy dandy screwdriver set here. So I just need to make sure that this is the right size. I think I need a slightly bigger one. Okay. Oh, definitely don't want to strip these screws. And this is not working. This screw might have come stripped, so let's see if we can even get this piece off. There we go. Come on. This guy has been giving me no end of trouble today for this review. Just come on, cooperate with me. Come on. Keeps slipping because I can't keep enough pressure on it because now the head's loose. There we go. There we go. Okay, now that we have the head off, now we have to take the head apart. There's 3 screws that we gotta do. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So loose enough to come apart now. Nope, not yet. Crap. Please don't fly off and disappear. I've already had to pick up your face like 3 times today. Okay, there are 3 screws out. Now I think we... Okay, let me consult the instructions on how to separate the head pieces. Okay, it says this face should come off now. Alright. Come on. Well, it's starting to come off, but it's not coming off all the way. And I'm definitely not going to be doing this a second time. This is... Ow. Ow! Way too complicated. Just to switch out a couple pieces. Okay, so here we go. You have the earpieces, which you can now slide off if you so choose. And where's that little bag? He does have the more traditional pipe-shaped earpieces, which I think I might use these on my Optimus because I want him to look a little more accurate, but I like it when my Nemesis counterparts look a little more alien. So I'm probably going to leave the sharper earpieces on him, but I do want to show these off. So yeah, here they are. They are a little hollowed out in the back, but that's not a huge deal. yeah, just so now you can sort of see the difference between the two. So there's that, and then here's the battery compartment. I don't know. It does not look like it comes with any batteries, unfortunately. And I do not have any on hand, unfortunately, either. So, but yeah, looks like there's supposed to be another screw here for this part. I can't tell. It's all very small. I don't wanna. Yeah, I don't see any other screw there. No, I think it just wiggles out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no batteries included, sadly. And like I said, I don't think I have any on hand. So yeah, I just went and checked. I do not have that size of battery available on hand, so unfortunately I won't be able to show you guys the light up feature at the moment. But the other thing you can do is he does have a switchable pair of eyes. This one is chrome plated. So if I can get this out. There is that. You can sort of see it's got that shininess to it. But he does come with a separate set of transparent red eyes that you can put in like so, for if you want to use the light up eyes, which I do want to use because I don't leave them on all the time, but I like that option for some of my bigger figures. But again, I don't have any right now, so that is what it is. But yeah, that is how you take apart the head and switch out the parts. So yeah, that is my video review of the Fans Hobby Naval Commander Black, which is their take on the Armada Nemesis Prime. I do hope that the video isn't too jumpy and out of focus, because like I said, this is my first time filming with a tripod and ages, and it was sort of hard to adjust, you know, reaching around the camera rather than just sitting with it right in front of me. But he was big enough that it oriented me using the tripod. But overall, he's a great figure. He looks great. He's not overly complicated. There are only a couple pieces where I feel like they over-engineered, like the sort of chain pieces that hold his chest plate / front bumper on. I feel like that could have been a little bit simplified. But overall, he feels solid. You can't really pose him too well just due to the sheer bulk of his super mode. But you know, his regular robot mode is fine. His truck mode is good. I even like the base mode, which is not something I usually do. The Minicon Dark Plug, as I've been calling him, he's pretty much hot garbage. You're not buying him for that. He's pretty much just a useless accessory for the most part, unless you want to recreate a Minicon scene in like a stop motion or something. But even then, you would be better off using the actual like real spark plug from the original toy, because he holds together better. But yeah, other than that, I'd say this figure is solid. I'd say he's a 8.5 out of 10. He's good. And they fixed a lot of issues that I heard they had during that first batch, because I think they've reissued the original colored Prime like 3 times now. And they had a couple other repaints before this guy. So they've pretty much knocked out all the kinks as far as I can tell. And I would definitely say, if you're looking for a masterpiece style Armada Prime, this guy is definitely gonna fill that spot in your collection. He is a little pricey. He's around $200 US. I think the other one, yeah, the other one was about the same. So they are a little on the pricey side, but they're not even the most expensive ones I've bought. I mean, they're around the size price of a Titan class. I think the Magnificent Mecha Bumblebee Prime was like $50 more, and I don't regret buying that guy either. But yeah, these, the Naval Commander is a solid pick, and he is pretty fun to mess with. I mean, I'm sure it seemed like I was having a lot of frustration because of me trying to work with the new setup and keep everything in frame. And I'm a tall guy, and like this desk doesn't even come up to my waist, so I was having to hunch over the whole time. So he's a great figure. I hope that came across properly. All the struggling was just like me dropping stuff, bumping into stuff. I live in a small apartment. It wasn't because the figure is bad or anything. I just want to make sure I get that out there. I really like this figure, and when I first got him, I heard that they had some issues, and I was really worried. But then I looked into it, and it was just the very first batch of the original color, several years ago. I have not had any issues with this guy. The only real major issues I have is, getting these shoulder pieces plugged in, which, now I know how MGO does it. He uses the chin to brace the piece and then plug it in. So, that's not a problem anymore. The waist pins to give him waist rotation in his base, his core robot, those are kind of stiff, so you might need a tool to unplug those if you want. But that's not something that's terribly hard to do. You can just take the side of a fork if you really want, and that's just if you want to put him in like a twisted pose. If you don't mind him doing that usual standing all staunch and honcho on your shelf, then you're not even going to need to worry about that. No major gaps, and again, I wanted to show off the light out feature, but I just don't have the batteries on hand. And I want to get this review out there, so I don't really want to put it off just because I can't light up his eyes. But otherwise, yeah, it's all pretty solid. I kind of wish it was easier to switch the pieces on his super mode head without taking him apart completely, but that's not something I'm going to be doing that often anyway. I pretty much like the way he looks. The only thing I want to do is put some batteries in, because I do like these stylized earpieces, but I'm probably going to use the actual pipe earpieces on the regular Prime. The shooting missile gimmick, that's not something I really expected to see out of a third-party company. Usually they have a light-up feature, but they don't usually include shooting missiles, so I am not upset to see that. And I'm probably not going to use them too much because I don't want to lose them, but the fact that they work with his gun too, like 10 out of 10 on that one. That's creative, and I really enjoy that. And again, I can't stress enough how amazing he looks. The paintwork and the coloring is just awesome. I love the shade of blue they used. It's gorgeous. It goes really well with the black and the silver. I think as far as looks goes, they nailed it. Like completely nailed it. As far as the truck and the trailer goes, they feel solid. I like the base mode. There's not really much I dislike about this figure. Yeah, transformation is probably the one place where there's some weaknesses, but it's very minor, just like the over-engineering of that chest connection and, plugging these shoulders in. That's it. Everything else is pretty much buttery smooth. But yeah, I think I've rambled on enough, so that is my review of the Naval Commander Black from Fans Hobby. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.